a 70-year-old school building versus a $70 million price tag. And the political battle lines are already drawn in Branchburg. While students at Stony Brook School continue learning in classrooms that haven't seen major updates since Eisenhower occupied the White House, township leaders are split on whether residents should foot the bill for what some are calling the most expensive educational overhaul in the community's history. But here's where it gets controversial. Critics are questioning whether this is truly about student needs or simply an example of educational spending run amok. When Stony Brook School first welcomed students in the 1950s, the world looked dramatically different. Personal computers were science fiction, atomic bomb drills were routine classroom exercises, and Branchburg housed just 3,500 residents in what was rapidly becoming a post-war suburban haven. The district's previous elementary facility on Chester Avenue lacked even basic indoor plumbing. Imagine sending your child to a school where outdoor restrooms were the norm, located where Marshall Street Park now sits. Fast forward 7 decades, and Branchburg has transformed into a thriving community of 15,000 residents, with projections suggesting that number could surge by another third before 2030 due to incoming affordable housing developments. Yet remarkably, the township has constructed only a single new educational facility since the 1960s, Whiton Road School, which opened in 1997 and received an expansion in 2003 when Branchburg Century was established. This dramatic population growth, combined with the pressing need to modernize educational facilities to meet contemporary standards, has prompted the school district to place a substantial $70 million bond referendum before voters on Tuesday, September 16th. Polling locations will operate from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. at both the municipal building on Route 202 and Old York Road, as well as the Station House on Olive Street in Neshannock Station. Like many residents, I take immense pride in calling Branchburg home and raising my family within this community, explains Board of Education President Vincent Carpentier. We've cultivated a close-knit environment that prioritizes educational excellence. However, we cannot turn a blind eye to the reality that our facilities require additional space and comprehensive improvements to preserve our outstanding academic reputation. The overwhelming majority of the referendum focuses on transforming Stony Brook School, a structure that's showing every one of its 70-plus years. And this is the part most people miss. The scope of these improvements goes far beyond simple cosmetic updates. The comprehensive Stony Brook modernization plan encompasses several critical components: a substantial 30,000-square-foot expansion that would add 12 brand-new classrooms, including an entire wing dedicated to specialized subjects. Currently, every available classroom and office space is occupied, forcing the district to rely on shared spaces that significantly impact small group instruction, standardized testing accommodations, and specialized educational programming. Perhaps most telling is the school's current gymnatorium situation, a single space that must simultaneously function as gymnasium, cafeteria, performance venue, and community event center. School administrators describe the scheduling challenges this creates as nothing short of nightmarish. The proposed plan would remedy this with a dedicated gymnasium, featuring a proper stage for student performances and community gatherings. Additional improvements include modern restroom facilities, a properly sized nurses' suite, and an expanded cafeteria kitchen. A recent facility tour revealed that the current nurse's office is woefully undersized for a school serving over 300 students, while the existing 2 student bathrooms are described as dark, cramped, and antiquated, hardly suitable for 21st century learning environments. The renovation would also feature a completely redesigned media center, a new guidance suite, and a state-of-the-art design and technology laboratory to prepare students for an increasingly digital future. But here's where it gets controversial. The improvements extend far beyond a single school building. District-wide enhancements included in the referendum cover HVAC systems, fire alarm upgrades, backup generators, surge protection equipment, and other infrastructure improvements designed to boost efficiency, comfort, and safety across all facilities for decades to come. Indoor and outdoor improvements would touch virtually every aspect of the educational environment. Classrooms, media centers, design and technology laboratories, art and music rooms, hallways, lighting systems, windows, and general infrastructure. Approval of the referendum would trigger a significant reorganization of the district's grade structure across its 3 schools. The new configuration would place pre-kindergarten through 2nd grade at Whiton Road School, 3rd through 5th grades at the renovated Stony Brook facility, and 6th through 8th grades at Branchburg Central. High school students would continue attending Somerville High School for grades 9 through 12. Every single project outlined in this comprehensive plan has undergone rigorous evaluation by our Board of Education, thorough review by the district's architectural consultants, and received official approval from the New Jersey Department of Education. Carpentier emphasizes, our proposal directly addresses specific educational needs, ranging from repairing deteriorating infrastructure to maintaining reasonable class sizes, while creating modern learning environments that adequately prepare students for future challenges. District officials argue these improvements are essential for maintaining small class sizes across the enrollment of more than 1,300 students, a key factor in Branchburg's educational reputation. The heart of this referendum centers on our students, Branchburg's children, Carpentier states. On September 16th, our community will evaluate a proposal designed to ensure our schools provide learning spaces worthy of the high-quality education that defines Branchburg and that our students rightfully deserve. Should the $70 million referendum receive voter approval, New Jersey state funding would contribute $13.5 million to reduce the local property tax impact, nearly 20% of the total project cost. For homeowners, the financial reality translates to a net monthly property tax increase of approximately $30 for a residence assessed at Branchburg's average value of $567,121. The referendum's timing coincides strategically with the retirement of debt from a previous bond referendum, which district officials argue helps stabilize the overall tax rate for residents. To build community awareness and support, the district has launched an extensive informational campaign featuring a dedicated website, explanatory video content, township-wide mailings, regular social media updates, and 2 public forums designed to address resident concerns and questions. And this is the part most people miss. Despite these outreach efforts, the referendum has sparked significant criticism from township leadership. During the September 8th Township Committee meeting, 2 prominent officials voiced strong opposition to the proposal. Mayor Tom Young expressed being very concerned about the referendum's cost, characterizing the school board's request as a huge ask for $70 million. I don't believe the township will support this initiative, Young stated, describing it as an excessive amount of money to request in a single proposal. The mayor speculated that referendum approval would crowd out our ability to fund other municipal priorities. Committeeman James Schwarn echoed these concerns, describing the request as asking for a blank check for $70 million. He reinforced Young's warning that the referendum might prevent the township from addressing more pressing municipal needs. This political opposition gains additional context when considering that in 2022, the Township Committee bonded $28 million, following a non-binding referendum, to purchase 2 properties along the Route 22 corridor in North Branch, specifically to prevent warehouse development. Notably, the township has yet to reveal concrete plans for these acquired properties, raising questions about municipal spending priorities. Carpentier has defended the referendum against these criticisms, arguing for its fiscal responsibility. By taking action now, the district can complete critical repairs before they escalate into more expensive emergency situations, he explains. The Board of Education has successfully secured $13.5 million in state funding and strategically timed this referendum with prior debt retirement, helping stabilize tax rates for Branchburg residents, Approving this referendum protects taxpayers from significantly higher future costs, while safeguarding the long-term value of our schools, our community, and most importantly, our children's educational success. But here's the question that's dividing the community. In an era of rising living costs and economic uncertainty, should taxpayers support a $70 million investment in educational infrastructure, or does this represent governmental overreach that prioritizes wish list items over essential services? Some residents argue that quality education requires modern facilities and that delaying necessary improvements will only increase future costs. Others contend that the district should prioritize essential repairs over expansive additions, particularly given the current economic climate. The timing of this referendum also raises intriguing questions about municipal priorities. If the township could commit $28 million to prevent warehouse development on properties without defined future use, shouldn't educational infrastructure receive similar or greater consideration? As September 16th approaches, Branchburg residents face a critical decision that will impact both their wallets and their children's educational future for decades to come. The outcome will likely reflect not just opinions about education funding, but broader community values regarding fiscal responsibility, long-term planning, and the role of government in providing essential services. What's your take on this educational funding debate? Should communities invest heavily in modern school facilities even when it means higher taxes? Or should districts find ways to work within existing constraints? More importantly, who should have the final say in determining what constitutes essential versus excessive educational spending? Elected officials or the taxpayers who ultimately foot the bill?